Okay, let's create our first score. Now there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can come up to the files area here. We can file new and it'll create one there. I'll just cancel that. But perhaps the quickest way to do it is with a keyboard shortcut. Now, if you're on Windows machine, this is a Control N, and if you're on Mac like I am, it's Command N, and you open up the MuseScore dialog box here. Now, we've got two options. We can create from a template, or we can choose the instruments ourselves. Right, so I'm going to start with a template. It's perhaps the easiest way to do it. And it gives you some options along the left-hand side here. The general one, you can have a solo instrument with treble clef, bass clef, or a grand staff, like a piano, for example. Then there's choral, chamber, solo, jazz, popular, etc., etc. So I'm just going to open up a treble clef one here. I'm going to click Done. And there we go. It's opened up our score in the score area of the software, and this is where we add notes. We can edit it later on as we move through the program. All right, and by default this is how it looks when it first opens up. Now I have to say I really do like MuseScore's house style straight out of the box. I think it looks lovely, and when you print it out it looks really nice too. So that's how you can open up a template. Let's just close that one down. And let's, we won't save that. And let's open up a score, go to scores. Now I'm going to open up and I'm going to choose my instrument. Okay. This time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a flute. Now I could left click it and then add it with this button here. Or if I wanted to add an oboe, I could double click it and it adds it in here. Okay. So now we have two instruments on our score. I'm going to click OK and boom. There we go. We have our flute at the top and we have our oboe underneath it, which is the layout we gave it when we chose those instruments. All right. If I just open that up again, I'll shut that one down. We won't save it, just so you're aware. Flute, oboe. Now I can, if I want to, change the order of them in my score. I can make one a soloist if I'd like. This is all later lessons. Now I'm going to click next, and now we are in the additional score information. So this time I'm going to give my score a key signature. I don't know, let's choose something silly like F sharp major. I'm going to give it a time signature, and we're going to give it a time signature of 2/4. Right, and let's add a tempo. I'll show the tempo marking. And we're not going to set up anacrusis or anything like that. I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. And I'm just going to press OK. And this is how it looks when you put that information in straight away at the beginning of your score. The key signature, time signature, and the tempo text are all laid out for you absolutely beautifully. It's quite lovely how MuseScore works. For free software, as we come through this course, you're going to start realizing how incredibly powerful this software really is. Right, now a common mistake people make at the very beginning that I've experienced is thinking you absolutely have to set up absolutely everything perfectly straight away. You don't. As long as you make sure that the instruments are right, and for example, when we're looking at transposing instruments later, make sure if you're going to be writing for a clarinet in B flat, for example, you haven't added a clarinet in E flat or something similar. As long as you make sure that the transposition of your instruments is fine, and again, if this doesn't make any sense to you at all, it will do as we move through this course, you can add all of this information easily anytime you like. Right now, currently the page is in page view. That's how it looks if we were going to print it out. It's not formatted yet, it's set straight as we've just turned it on. But the best advice I can give you from the get-go is when we start writing music, which we're going to be doing shortly, you want to change the view from page view to continuous view. And to do that, we come down to the status area at the bottom, come across to the page view section and just click that. We have two options for continuous view. We have horizontal, which shows your paper as one continuous line left to right, or we have continuous view horizontal. And as you add more bars, this just keeps getting longer and longer, and you scroll it vertically up the screen as you're going. This one is my least favourite. I won't lie to you, I hardly ever use that. The one I use all the time when I'm composing is the horizontal view. And if anybody's moving over from a DAW like Cubase or Logic, you'll be well versed to timelines. If you think about this as MuseScore's musical timeline, showing just the music in one continuous line, you kind of get where I'm going with it. And as we work through the note input section, hopefully it'll start making sense. So with that in mind, remember the keyboard shortcut, Command or Control N, to open up the new score tab where you make your scores up. And let's move on to the next one.